Most people assume the word free means the same thing everywhere, but it takes on a different meaning depending on where you live. For Americans, basic services often begin with a payment or a bill. In the United Kingdom, those same services usually come as part of daily life, with little or no direct cost at the moment of use. Imagine arriving at a hospital in London. No insurance card is needed, and no one asks for payment before care is given. Instead, you wait to see the doctor, receive treatment, and leave without any discussions about cost. This short moment can surprise people used to the American system. In post-war America, public spaces and basic needs often came with fewer barriers, but for many today, price tags have become part of the everyday experience. This script covers 6 essential services that are free or nearly free for UK residents, but often bring extra charges for Americans. These contrasts stand out because they highlight national priorities and shape daily choices. All information comes from recent studies, real testimonials, consumer reports, forums, and everyday reviews. But before we continue, hit that like button and subscribe. Number 6. Healthcare costs. In the UK, the National Health Service has guaranteed care to all citizens since 1948. You can see a doctor, visit a hospital, or schedule a surgery without having to pay at the door or show proof of insurance. Every stage, from a routine checkup to a major operation, is funded through general taxation. For many, you simply schedule a visit, check in at reception, and receive care. The process is direct. By contrast, Americans expect a very different process. Before any care begins, staff request your insurance details, and you usually pay a copay up front, sometimes $20, sometimes more. Without insurance, a simple doctor visit may cost $100 to $200, and an emergency room trip can quickly exceed $1,000 before adding treatment costs. For Americans with insurance, premiums average $23,000 a year for a family policy in 2023. Most pay thousands annually in deductibles or copays. Over 27 million had no insurance at all in 2023, and millions more have coverage that leaves large bills unpaid. Even after your visit, bills can appear weeks later. Ambulances are another sharp difference. Calling an ambulance in America can cost $500 to $2,500, depending on the distance and services. In the UK, ambulances arrive with no bill at the end of the ride. The entire event focuses on the patient's need, not payment. For many Americans, this experience is unfamiliar. Medical bankruptcy is common in the U.S. The American Journal of Public Health found that 66% of U.S. bankruptcies in 2019 related to medical bills. In Britain, this is almost unheard of. Surgery or emergency treatment rarely means years of debt. Maybe you've noticed this yourself. When was the last time you hesitated to seek medical care because of cost? Number 5. University tuition. Higher education costs reflect a wider gap between the two countries. In Scotland, public universities charge no tuition for residents, as the Student Awards Agency for Scotland covers all academic fees. This approach treats education as a public good. In England, fees reach up to $9,000 per year, but even this is small compared to the US, where the average public university charges $940 for in-state students. Private college costs exceed $39,400 a year. Most American students graduate owing more than $3,000. Many pay off loans well into their 50s and 60s. By contrast, Scottish graduates complete their studies with little or no personal debt. For them, loans cover only living expenses, not classroom instruction. The result is immediate. Young adults can begin saving, working, or investing instead of starting out under heavy financial pressure. In the U.S., borrowing the cost of a house to earn a degree is normal. This difference shapes career choices, family life, and home ownership for decades. Some Americans visiting the UK are surprised to see how common it is for graduates to start adulthood free from education debt. Number 4. Banking fees. Routine banking in the UK works differently from most American banks. Major UK banks like Barclays, Lloyds, and HSBC provide current accounts, checking accounts, with no monthly maintenance fees as standard. Withdrawals are free at most cash machines, and customers use debit cards or pay bills without added costs. Overdraft protection is available, but maintaining a regular account rarely brings extra charges. Each month, most people pay nothing just to keep their account open. In the United States, nearly every major bank charges a monthly fee unless the account holder meets balance or deposit requirements. This fee averages $5.14 per month, over $60 per year, just for access. Overdrafts can cost $30 or more per transaction. Some Americans remember when community banks provided free checking, but leading banks now tie free accounts to payroll deposits or high balances. For many, standard practice is to pay a fee simply to hold and use their own money. American banking often introduces small, repeated costs that are almost invisible until they are added up. In the UK, basic banking is treated as a public utility, making it simpler to access funds and make payments without penalty. The experience offers a day-to-day convenience that many Americans no longer expect. Number 3. Prescription costs. The price of medication is another area where the US and the UK diverge sharply. In Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, all residents receive prescription medicines without charge, regardless of age or income. These programs started in the late 2000s to boost access and ensure people take needed medicines. In England, prescription charges are limited to about $9 per item. Large groups, children, older adults, pregnant women, and those with certain conditions receive medicines for free. In America, prescription prices vary widely, even for the same drug. The Commonwealth Fund reports Americans spend an average of $1,200 a year on prescription medications. Some drugs show the gap clearly. A single vial of insulin costs $25 in the UK and up to $300 in the US. Even with insurance, co-pays add up over time. In the UK, essential drugs are seen as a public health matter. In the US, pharmacies operate as retail businesses. This means access often depends on income or insurance. Higher drug prices do not always mean new or better options. Instead, they can push families to choose between medicine and other essentials. Number 2. Museum entry. Cultural access feels different depending on where you live. In the UK, admission to many national museums like the British Museum, National Gallery, and Natural History Museum is free for permanent exhibits. Large families, students, visitors, and retirees often visit these institutions without worrying about cost. While donations are encouraged, anyone can see leading collections during regular hours. Special exhibitions sometimes carry a fee, but the main galleries stay open to all. In the US, major museums usually charge $25 to $30 per adult, sometimes more in large cities. Free entry days are uncommon. For those with limited resources, these fees can put history, science, and art out of reach. The result is subtle but clear. In Britain, culture and learning are treated as shared assets, while in the US, they often function as market-driven destinations. Picture a rainy afternoon in London, with school groups and families filling gallery halls. In America, similar sites may sit quieter, especially on days when people avoid ticket costs. It's a small detail, but one worth asking. When did you last visit a museum just to pass a rainy afternoon, and did the ticket price matter? Number 1. Park access. National parks present a final, visible contrast. In the UK, all 15 national parks are open to the public with no entrance fee. Visitors walk right onto the trails, enjoy landscapes, and spend a day out in nature. Small payments may be required for parking lots or visitor centers, but the parks themselves have no gates or booths. Nature access is seen as a basic right. In the United States, the standard entrance fee for parks like Yellowstone or Yosemite is about $35 per vehicle. An annual pass for all national parks is $80, worth it for regular visitors but still a cost to consider. Inside the parks, food stands and hotels often bring higher prices, and tours or ranger programs can cost extra. Some families plan visits carefully to account for these expenses. For many, park trips become special events rather than regular outings. This highlights a deeper difference. Americans have national parks to be proud of, but fees can make regular visits less common. In Britain, wide access remains part of the promise. Think about your own experience for a moment. When was the last time you spent a day at a national park, and how did the cost compare to what you remember from decades ago? These examples reflect larger questions about values and priorities. While universal access in the UK depends on tax funding and faces debates in tough times, the American system leaves key services open to market pressures. Sometimes these differences feel familiar, reminding viewers of how routines and expectations have changed since the mid-20th century. There remains a double standard. America promotes open access in principle, but costs and paperwork can create real barriers. The UK system removes many of these barriers, but funds them collectively. In both cases, the approach shapes daily life, deciding not only what people can do, but how they imagine the role of public goods. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.